Hi there and welcome back to my archery channel. Today we're going to have a look at the Fairweather Pro Barebow Tab, and I've got it right here, so let's have a look. So this is the Fairweather Pro Tab. It's what makes it pro. Well, I think what makes it pro is what you're going to see inside the box. You get a lot more with it, and you get a nice kind of case as well. So it comes like this. Obviously it'd be hanging off the shelf, something like this, and that just slides out. You're probably seeing lots of videos about this Fairweather tab before, mainly for sort of recurve shooters, probably not so much for barebow shooters. But what made me buy it? Well, it's just been everywhere, to be honest. And a lot of people are starting to use them. It's not the cheapest tab in the world, but, you know, I just wanted to try it, to be honest, and see what it's all about. But as you'll see, as we get into the video, I am going to have to cut the leather about a bit as well, because it's very large. So we need to do a lot of trimming. Right, so when you open it up, you'll find that it comes preloaded with the 3 pieces of leather already in it. Okay, so it's up to you if you want to shoot with those 3 pieces of leather in place. I kind of don't. I like to keep some spares, but there is a piece of suede in there as well that you can put in. So it's up to you how you customize it, whether you go for 2 pieces of leather, 1 piece of suede, or, you know, just how I've got it, 1 leather, 1 suede, or just keep 3 pieces of leather. It's totally up to you, the kind of thickness and the feel that you kind of want on your string. So it's quite customizable, I should say. Now, what you don't get in the pack, and I've already put it on here, I probably shouldn't have done it for this video, but I've put the ring, I've already inserted the ring into position because I've tried shooting with it. Now, when you buy it, it won't come with the ring, and you need to buy the ring separately. Okay, and this is the box that the ring came in, or the ring's up, because you get 2. And what's the difference? It's not just a backup. The first ring that you get is kind of a bit squidgier, and the second one is a bit more, a bit thicker. So it depends which kind of feel you like on your rings. Okay, so they include 2, but as I say, they are purchased separately. And what I had to do was I had to get a piece of paper, and what I did was I went to the thickest part of my finger on my knuckle, and I wrapped this piece of paper around it, and then I marked it up. And I discovered by looking at the website, and if you go onto the Fairweather website, you can see the table of measurements for your fingers. But basically, and this is what the table looks like here, and you'll see that on mine, I wrote it on the piece of paper, I was actually a 22. Okay, so I ordered a 22 sized ring on there. So I haven't double checked to see if that was pretty much correct, but I don't think it equates to that. Well, it should, shouldn't it, I suppose. But I was a bit worried about that, to be honest, because you never know if it's going to be correct or not. But I will now put it on my finger, and you see how it just kind of stiff enough coming over, but it slots over to the widest part, and there's a little bit of movement there, but if you went a lot tighter, and again, my fingers could get fatter when I'm shooting or something, could get a lot more sweat, blood and tears going through it. It might be tight getting off. So you can see there's a little bit of resistance there going over my knuckles. So I think I got the right choice. I think that was a good way of doing it. And you can adjust this up and down. I've got it in the highest position at the moment, but you have to take the tab apart with the 2 screws in order to move the ring up and down. And then once you've got it in place that you like, you can just leave it there, to be honest. So let's go back to the kind of Pro Tab box. Now we've kind of gone through the rings a little bit, and you've ordered those separately. Again, I suppose if you order the wrong size, you could always send it back and reorder a different size if you wanted to. So what have we got? Well, as I said before, we've got the tab in here. We've got the 3 pieces of leather that are already in it. And then on this side, we've got a mini Fairweather Sharpie in black, so we can basically mark out our crawl positions on the tab, because as you can see, there's no markings on it whatsoever at the moment when you get it out of the box. Yeah, okay, let's come on to that in a minute. What we'll also get inside is we get a spare screw in case we lose one of these two that put the tab together. And then we get a very mini kind of Christmas cracker style screwdriver, which fits perfectly into the screw hole here. It's like an Allen key really, to unscrew your tab, and that comes usually in the packet along with the spare screw. And then finally, yeah, no stickers or anything, unfortunately. But we do get some sort of different stickers. We do get the marking stickers, okay, for the tab. And I've seen somebody on a video put this together, and what they recommend is that you overlap them so that you get some of the sticky ends of the tape inside the part of the plastic when you screw it together. As you can tell, I haven't put mine on yet. There's two already marked ones. So one with two markings, the standard kind of longer and shorter marks, and one with just one mark on it. And there are 4 other stickers on here where you can create your own. Okay, maybe you just want to mark it for an indoor 20 yard, 18 meter distance, or maybe you only shoot, I don't know, 50 meters and 60 meters outside, or 70 meters, something like that. Maybe you only want a few markings on those, which would make it easier, which I'm thinking about doing that. Maybe somehow swapping over the markings between indoor and outdoor, or some way of marking it so that it still works with the rules of world archery. Right, so that's what you get in the tab box. Okay, it's a nice little case. It looks very professional. Very impressed with the packaging, to be honest. Very, very nice. But whether it was just something that's just gonna, whether you'll always put your tab in here or whether you'll just leave it in your quiver is another thing. This whole thing might just end up staying at home. But for the tab itself, the kangaroo leather on here smells amazing. I tell you, I wish we had smell-o-vision on here because it smells really, really good. And so does the suede actually on the other side. What I have got to say is that I'm used to most of my tabs being metal on the plate here by default. You know, you don't really buy a plastic one, but this is plastic. Front and back it's plastic. I understand you can buy a metal version if you like a heavier feeling tab. So it's a shame that kind of didn't come with it. For a little bit extra money, you could probably add that into like a Pro Plus tab or something like that, so that you've literally got everything in case you want to swap that out. But the leather that comes with it, now this tab, and I haven't really said yet, comes in small or large, which is all the options I had from the archery retailer online that I bought it from. So I thought, well, I'm definitely not a small. Sometimes I do go for a medium. Officially, I think I am a large, so I went for a large instead of the small. What I'll do is, I'm just going to measure this leather on here. And while I'm doing it, I will just show you how it comes apart. So I'm using the mini Christmas cracker screwdriver. Quite long screws, actually. And it should lift apart. Okay, I'll turn that over. There are some plastic pins on that side, and that is the side that you would lay your leather onto. Make it squeak in there. So that would go that side, and then the suede has the same kind of pins on this side, and then you lay your suede into here if you can find the pins, because they're not so visible on the suede part. You lay that in there as well, and then you put the whole thing together. Now, whether you're layering leather or not, it's up to you. But this is how the ring works. So the ring can come out completely, and it's got some real jaggedy sawtooth kind of sides to them, and that just fits in the grooves on this side as well, on this part. So it sort of drops into it, and then it's not going to move. So you'd have to kind of you can't move it. You have to lift it up and move it, lift it up and move it, and then so unfortunately you have to unscrew it every time you want to adjust it. But hopefully once you've got that perfect position for yourself of the height of where you want the ring, then you will never need to sort of touch it again. So what was I doing? Measuring the leather, that's what I was doing. So I'm just going to take the ring out so I can have a flat tab. Okay, so I'm just going to put that back together. It just slots together like that. I'll just quickly put the screws back in. With my itty bitty Christmas cracker screwdriver. Well, I suppose it had to be that size because it couldn't fit in the box otherwise. Right, so how much leather have we got? I'm going to do this roughly in centimetres from 10 centimetres onwards. So we have got, I would say, 5.5 centimetres from, well, in width really. 5.5 centimetres of leather going that way. And if I go the other way, I'll just give you this measurement anyway. It might be square actually. Oh no, it's a bit bigger. 6.3 6.2, 6.3 centimeters vertically. So yes, that's quite a bit of leather. It's quite a bit of flappy leather, to be honest. And I'm just going to take it all apart again. Actually, I don't need to. Let's not do that. It's going to take time. So if I had the tab like this, you can see, or hopefully you can see, that my fingers, I've got a good centimetre or more, maybe more, because it's like there. Oh my god, there's loads to cut off. I'm really worried about cutting it off, but I was saying about 1.5 centimetres of leather to come off, which seems really wasteful. But there you go. I haven't cut it yet because I wanted to just do this video review first, and then what I was going to do was, I have shot it a bit and it was too long. It was flapping around like crazy, so I wanted to do this video and then I was going to cut it and then keep shooting with it and see, shoot it in really and see how we get on. So I will probably come back to it in another video once I've used it a fair bit. But I think I'm going to have to cut off a fair bit of that leather, which is a shame. But anyway, I have some spares. Don't forget, you get 2 other pieces in the bag, in the box, in case you go wrong, and you can buy spares. So it's good that you can buy spares. You don't have to buy a whole new tab or anything like that. You may be thinking, I didn't long ago do a video on my Decut Barbi tab, which I still love, and I tell you what, in the end I'm probably going to stick with that. Who knows, until I start shooting with this. But I do really love that tab because it has the shelf on it and because it has the pinky hook on it as well. So here it is anyway, the Barbi tab. I just wanted to show you it in comparison. I mean, it's like, gosh, it's a lot different, isn't it, to the Fairweather tab. The Fairweather tab is literally just a piece of plastic and a piece of leather. And this Barbi tab has a lot more to it. I haven't got the pinky hook on the bottom because I just don't like that. And I used to use it a lot on the recurve versions that I used to use, but I took it off. I don't like it. But I do like this palm rest that comes out. And I do like the shelf as well, which I normally use by putting my thumb on top, so I get a nice smooth part on the top like that. So I've got it a bit lower, but I do quite like this Barbi tab. And the leather did not need cutting. I have not cut that leather either from when it came, and it's a medium. You see the M there? That means it's a medium. So I haven't cut that at all. If you want to see more about this tab, I have done a review on it, and of course I've put the link above right now, and there's a link in the description below as well. So I still may keep using that tab, but if you can see how much difference in leather there was with the Fairweather one that came with it compared to what came with the Barbi one. Now, as I say, I've not cut this one, and it's a pretty good fit, so I'm going to have to cut a fair bit off. So that's that tab anyway, a metal, all metal. Yeah, so have you got one? Have you got a Fairweather tab? Have you got a Fairweather Barebow tab? How are you getting on with it? Tell me, please, in the comments below. I'd love to know. How are you getting on with the rings? Did you buy the right size? Have you gone back to a different tab? Did you not like the Fairweather tab? Have your scores improved, etc, etc? Let me know. Right, that's it for the Fairweather Barebow tab at the moment. I'm going to do another video on it once I've shot it in and cut the leather about a bit and see how I get on. As I say, let me know in the comments if you've got one and how you're getting on with it. But don't forget to subscribe to the channel and give the video a like if you liked it. And thanks for watching. I'll see you soon.